Today was a little bit too crazy for me to not give you a rundown as to what happened, so I'm just going to show you. Okay, so today, June 14th, 2024, you can see here in the Discord at 9:05 I said AIMD LGVN were the two tickers that came up on Stockminds Premium, and then at 9:27 I said KAVL also came up last minute. It came up at like around 9:24ish, 25ish, but I updated a little later. So those were the three tickers that came up. So if I'm on the Stockminds platform, I go to the premium page, you can see AIMD was predicted to move down. It was close to a 50-50, so you would have traded it as if you could have traded it as if it was both. It never ended up reaching, actually I'll show you after, but AIMD was one of them, predicted to move down. LGVN was predicted to move down as well, higher probability of moving down than it is to move up. And then KAVL, which was predicted to move up, it was a higher probability of moving up. And these are like the predicted movements as to how it's supposed to move. But this one came up and it was supposed to have 100% potential max gain, which is the total return, or the total increase in price from the open was what it was predicted to have. So now if I look at what we ended up having, so for AIMD, the first one we had, it came, so it's predicted to move down. It came down to the entry and then it didn't stop out. It ended up actually hitting profit 1, but just barely, so you might not have had execution, and then it would have stopped out. So if you had execution, you would have had a very tiny return, and if not, then you would have had a 4.5%, a negative 4.5% return. So AMD, nothing too special ended up happening. So that would have been a loss or a potential small gain if you ended up getting execution. LGVN was a bit of a different story. So LGVN was predicted to move down. So if you were to use method 2 from the Stockminds platform, which you can see here, method 2 is essentially just trading it as if it moves up right at the open, because the predicted move up happens, that trade happens before the move down one, because you have to wait for it to come down to the entry price. So if you traded it that way, LGVN, then you would have bought it open and it would have hit profit 1, 374, and then it would have stopped out at break even on the remaining shares. That's if you used that method or that strategy, but it's predicted to move down. So what you really should have been doing is waiting till it comes down to below 328. As you can see here on the Stockminds platform, entry is 328. So it would have come down, just came below 328. So you would have had your entry anywhere around here. The stop is 313, so it's down, way down here. And then it flew up all the way to 410, would have hit profit 1, profit 2, and then stopped out at either break even, or if you raise your stop up to the previous profit, then it would have stopped out at profit 1. So that one was profitable on both ways you traded it. If you followed the Stockminds trades, you would have been profitable. 7.5%, 6.5% roughly. Then the crazy one was KAVL. Came up last minute, but it's predicted to move up. So KAVL, predicted to move up at the open. It did not end up doing that. So this is the open. It's Stockminds AI gave buy it at the open, stop at 368. If you bought it at the open, it would have stopped at the 368 mark. So you would have had a pretty big loss, negative 12% loss. But this one is a lower rank, lower rating, so it's a risky, or not a riskier trade. It has a higher risk than the higher probability ones, or the higher ranked ones, rated ones. This one still had a high probability though, so it was likely to move up at least 10% from the market open. Now, if you were trading this one, it would have stopped out negative 12%, but then you could have traded the alternative trade that Stockminds provides. So in this case, it would have been wait till it comes down to below 371. So it comes down to below 371 around this level. And then you would enter at 379, which is this blue line. And then your stop at 351. So in this case, because this candle ended up actually hitting 350, but it was quick, you may have stopped out on the initial attempt. So you would have had like a negative 5 or negative 6% loss. But it provided an entry again. It stayed within this little range here, provided the entry again. You could have bought again here. And then it gave profit 1, 449, profit 2, 520, profit 3, 662, and profit 3 was at 803. Now here it says that it hit 8, but if you have any sort of real-time data on your brokerage, or you look in other places, then you can see, like Yahoo Finance, for example, it has its actual high, which is 804. So it ended up hitting 804, which is 1 cent higher than profit 4. So you would have hit all 4 profits on KAVL if you traded it this way. So even if you traded it the first way, it stopped out negative 12%, and then you bought it here for the movement down and it stopped out, you would have had negative whatever, 15, 20%, and then you would have had a 60% return on this one. And it is actually, this is probably one of the best ones that came up on Stockminds, or the best predictions, because profit 4, if you take a look, profit 4 was 112% return, which is unreal. Stockminds AI, before the market even opened, so you can see here 929, before the market even opened, gave you a trade, exact prices for buying and then selling at 112% return. So very good day for Stockminds. Lots of different chances for you to make money. Even if you look at the trades tab, you can see some of the additional trades that are provided. So you can see some of the ones that were on the premium page, like KAVL, LGVN, AIMD, but then there's a few other ones that also come up on here. But you can see very good return overall for all the trades almost. So yeah, I just had to go over that one. It's pretty straightforward. If you trade it, you could be profitable in a lot of different strategies. If you were just trading highest probability ones, only ones that are not last minute, then you wouldn't have taken KAVL. If you're only trading 1 attempt per ticker, you wouldn't have traded KAVL. So there's lots of different strategies that you would not have even made these trades, but you still would have been profitable on LGVN, for example. AIMD might have had a tiny profit because they both moved as predicted to a degree. And then if you are someone who prefers to take the ones that come up last minute, because historically they also perform quite well, then you would have had a much higher profit. So yeah, 60% return by before 10 a.m., 30 minutes. Beautiful. Thanks for watching.